I am TJ, joined by Diana. This is the Congressional Times for Saturday, June 13th, 2026.
Busy Friday for the federal government, like unusually busy.
Understatement. We have got AI restrictions, a court fight over park exhibits, and a military strike on a Venezuelan gang. Let us get into it.
Starting with the one that is going to have tech Twitter melting down all weekend.
So, the federal government on Friday directed AI company Anthropic to block foreign nationals from accessing two of its most advanced AI systems.
And we actually have names now. The systems are called Mythos and Fable.
Which honestly sound more like a fantasy novel series than artificial intelligence platforms. But here we are.
Anthropic confirmed the suspension. They complied. What they did not confirm is which agency actually issued the directive.
And that is the part that matters most here. We do not know if this is an executive order, a national security letter, something from Commerce, something from Defense, nothing.
Which is a real question, because the legal mechanism determines the oversight, and right now there is no visible oversight.
This is the first time we have seen the federal government publicly order a private AI company to restrict access on national security grounds. That is a first.
And Anthropic just did it. No pushback, no public legal challenge, which tells you something about either their relationship with the government or what they were shown.
Or both. These are their most powerful models. The concern, presumably, is that foreign actors, adversaries specifically, are using them for something the government does not like.
Weapons development, surveillance tech, influence operations, take your pick. The government has not said which threat specifically prompted this.
And that is the tension. The national security rationale is plausible, but a directive with no public legal basis against a private company with no named agency, that is a lot of opacity.
It also sets a precedent. If Anthropic, then why not OpenAI? Why not Google DeepMind? Where does this authority start and stop?
Congress has not passed an AI governance framework. The courts have not weighed in on executive authority over AI access. So right now, this is all happening in a legal gray zone.
A very consequential gray zone, because the companies building these systems are enormous, the models are globally used, and the government just demonstrated it can pull the plug on foreign access.
And it did it quietly on a Friday with a one-paragraph statement from the company. So credit to the reporters who caught it.
We will be watching for any follow-up on the legal authority here. That is the piece we need.
All right, moving to a story that is less about technology and more about what hangs on a wall inside a national park.
Which sounds low stakes until you realize a federal judge just ordered the administration to put the stuff back.
U.S. District Judge Angel Kelly, Biden appointee, issued a preliminary injunction on Friday ordering the Trump administration to reinstall exhibits removed from National Park Service properties.
Exhibits specifically related to slavery and climate change. Those were the two categories that got pulled.
The Interior Department under this administration had removed them. A nonprofit sued, arguing the removal was unlawful. The judge agreed, at least enough to issue a preliminary injunction.
A preliminary injunction is not a final ruling. It means the judge looked at the case and said that there is enough here to pause the removal while we sort this out.
The administration is almost certainly going to push back. The argument on their side would be that the executive branch has discretion over what is displayed in federally managed spaces.
Which is a reasonable argument. The Interior Department manages those properties. Agencies make curatorial decisions all the time. That is not inherently a legal problem.
But the nonprofit-esque argument is that the removal was ideologically motivated and violated some procedural or statutory requirement. We do not have the full filing, but that appears to be the thrust.
And the judge found it convincing enough to act. That matters.
What is interesting is how this fits into a broader pattern. Courts inserting themselves into agency decisions about content, messaging, what federal institutions say and display.
It raises a genuinely hard question. Is a park exhibit speech? Is it policy? Is it just decor? The answer determines who has authority over it.
If it is purely an administrative decision, interior decoration essentially, the executive has wide latitude. If it is something more like official government speech with statutory protection, that changes things.
And we are going to find out, because this one is headed up the chain.
Quick break. If you or someone you love is navigating life insurance or annuities, Policy Prepper breaks it all down in plain English. No sales pitch, just real information. Check it out at policyprepper.com.
Policyprepper.com. Bookmark it. Now back to the stories.
Okay. Friday night, President Trump posted on social media that the U.S. military conducted a strike that killed the leader of Tren de Aragua.
And the immediate question everyone is asking is who, where, and how do we know?
Right, because the post did not name the individual. It did not specify the location of the strike. It did not identify the branch of the military involved.
And as of the time this story was reported, there was no formal White House statement, just the post.
Now, Tren de Aragua is a Venezuelan criminal organization. The DOJ has designated it a foreign terrorist organization, which is significant.
That designation matters legally. It is what gives the executive broader authority to treat them differently than a standard criminal gang.
If this strike happened, and we have to say if, because we only have one unverified source right now, it would be a major escalation.
Direct U.S. military action against a foreign criminal organization. That is not a law enforcement operation. That is a kinetic military strike.
There is a meaningful difference between DEA working with a partner government and the U.S. military conducting a unilateral strike on a gang leader.
And we do not know which country this happened in. Venezuela, a third country? That is enormously consequential for international law and diplomatic fallout.
The administration has been aggressive on Tren de Aragua. They have used that gang specifically to justify a lot of the immigration enforcement posture this year.
So politically, this fits the narrative they have been building. Whether that is good or bad depends on what the facts actually are.
And right now, we do not have independent confirmation. A social media post from the president is not confirmation. We need a formal statement. We need details. We need verification.
If it is confirmed, it is a significant moment. A named terrorist organization, a direct military strike, a named leader eliminated, that is real.
But the opacity is a problem. Not because we assume it did not happen, but because that level of military action requires accountability and transparency.
And a tweet, or whatever we are calling posts now, is not a briefing to Congress. It is not a formal notification under the War Powers Act. It is a post.
We will update this when more information becomes available. But this is the lead story heading into the weekend for a reason.
Keep watching that one.
Last thing before we close, the 2026 midterms are shaping up as a genuine fight for the House majority. That is not hyperbole. That is where the math is right now.
Marjorie Taylor Greene resigned in January. Her seat in Georgia's 14th, one of the most Republican districts in the country, is now in play as a special election.
Cook Political Report called it the most Republican district affected by a resignation, and Republicans still have to run and win it.
Meanwhile, Democrats are blocking short-term renewal of the foreign surveillance program. FISA-related authority is set to expire without a deal.
And there is a fight over Bill Pulte, Trumpist appointee, to a position that Democrats are arguing he is unqualified for. No national security background, and they are making noise about it.
All of this is happening against the backdrop of a very thin House majority. Every seat matters. Every procedural fight matters.
The surveillance program expiration is the one I am watching most closely. That is not a messaging fight. That is a real consequence for intelligence collection.
Democrats blocking it are making a political calculation. Whether it is the right one depends on what they think they get in exchange.
And right now it looks like they get the program expiring, which is a strange win if national security is your concern.
Unless the goal is to use it as leverage, which, to be fair, is how Congress works.
Leverage with a ticking clock. We will see how that plays out next week.
Lots of ticking clocks this week.
That is the Congressional Times. Find us at thecongressionaltimes.com. For deeper intelligence, money trails, lobbying filings, data nobody else is pulling, visit Gabby at gabdashy.com. And if you enjoy the show, please subscribe and leave us a review.
Have a good weekend. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and we will see you Monday.